All right, interweb land. I'm back at you with another one. Paying a little visit to some old stomping grounds. Back in the day when I went to college, I'm actually on the campus. It's a pretty nice little campus out here, nestled up in the hills. And I figured this might be a cool little peaceful spot to have this Rosco Odyssey walk and talk part 2. Second one for the day. I'll probably release it on Monday. Not sure. But the topic on this discussion, and how did it come about? Well, for me, as I started my journey with a more not spiritual, religious, sort of learning. Like I said, I'm baptized Catholic, so I didn't never really receive their teachings outside of just the normal, family holidays, like Easter, Valentine's, what else? Obviously Thanksgiving, Christmas. But when I started to become a little bit more biblically literate, I think there's some reasonable challenges to the Christmas themes and so forth. And like I said, for me, it's not a hard and fast thing here, because I want to reserve a little bit more autonomy, or a little bit more maybe. Here's the thing: I don't want to be hard-hearted on certain things, So yeah, this is the campus. It's always been a pretty mellow campus. Obviously, it's no school in session right now, so it's pretty peaceful. And it's a good little spot to walk, or sometimes run the steps. Or walk the dog. All right. So getting back on topic here. So yeah, I think that's another warning. Hard-heartedness, man. Like I said, there's some. For me personally, there's some hard and steadfast. I'm just not going to cross the line on that, But when on the topic of the holy days and the holidays, I tend to think that they are in fact different from each other. They might share a common, how it was all started, and certain reasons and for the traditions taught. Okay, and that's not really what I'm going to get into, because I don't know all the facts, and I'm not going to pretend to be some like I got all the knowledge, or I know the truths. Nah, I'm not gonna make any claims like that. Not here. No manipulations and machinations, man. Just informations and considerations. So accordingly, so I still celebrate Christmas, and I think there's some questions around that, whether a Christian or, I'm just saying like this. If people don't, what do you do instead of? You just don't do anything. Celebrate Kwanzaa. That's a whole different thing, right? So, excuse me. I almost thought I was wrong I was like, oh my gosh, I shouldn't be doing this. But like I said, I don't want to develop hard-heartedness on certain things. on anything, but maybe that's not the accurate way to say it, okay? But I look at it this way. I know in my personal life, it's been a source of celebration, fun, joy, smiles, sadness. It is sad sometimes. You lose family members, or there's people out there struggling, and you're exchanging gifts, or having a good time. But I'm not playing the shame game on this either. So I'm just expressing some thought with a little bit of emotion in there. Okay. Try not to film other people. Sometimes it's tough when you're out in the open, though. So the way I relate this, and what I'm talking about is, again, there are separate celebrations and festivities, and I think that's how it's supposed to be. I mean, it's that way for a reason, and I'm good with it. I'm good with it. I don't worship the tree. I don't pray at the tree. There's been times where it's tough, and there's not a lot of gifts under the tree. I mean, that's the way, I got a neighbor. He loves to put up lights and and decorate, and my wife likes to put up the trees and decorate, and I'm good with that, man. That makes it brings some joy, brings some happiness to the whole scenario, Plus, it's like, you decorate your house out, have a aunt and uncle that are away. They got lights, and that's kind of, I guess that's where the part of they wanted to extend that tradition, so they always decorated and lights up, and it was just fun. They just tried to really create that fun, joyful occasion, for positive reasons, you know what I mean? So, and that's kind of, so on that topic, it's not necessarily render to Caesar what is Caesar's and God what is God's, because some consider the Christmas not really a godly holy day. It's more or less a holiday. I don't know if I think there's a tendency to associate it with paganism, but I don't even know if is that absolutely bad. I mean, so I don't know. Personally, I don't know. All I can say is, I try to just, we try to just really use it as a time and have some fun with it. That's especially with kids, and grandkids. I mean, it was a fun time. It was a fun time in my childhood when I got up in the Christmas day in the morning, and I got to open a gift, and it was like, it was a Lego set or something like that. I was like, what? Oh yeah, I'll be playing with that for days, man. Building stuff, and I thought, man, this is the coolest thing, around, and knowing that the whole Santa Claus and all that. I think you could just be upfront about it. I don't see why not. I mean, yeah, what's the issue, man? It's imagination. It's make believe. It's fantasy. Okay, just have fun with it. Be honest about it, man. What's the big deal? Shoot, Yeah. Guess what? Santa didn't come down the chimney because we don't have one. You know what I'm saying? It's like, let's not overstate the obvious here. I'm gonna pan out to some of the campus here. It's kind of It's old school, man. So that was let's see, I think this building that I'm showing right now, that was where I had accounting courses in there. Then I'll walk back around down here. You see the student union hall, and this is a fairly new building. I'm not sure what that is. Maybe it's admin. So there used to be a way tall building. It was taken down. I think that's the replacement. That's the admin building now. But yeah. So that's kind of really it. Just wanted to kind of share that out. And, you know, I don't have all the answers. I know that. You know, I'm not going to claim it. Not, like I said, I'm not going to claim to be some truth keeper. You know, but are there truths? I do believe they're out there. And if you're willing to work at it and learn and listen, I think you can know them. You know, I think you can know it. Some of it, anyway. You know? And part of that comes through, or part of that arrives by having conversation, dialogue, talking. You know. So there it is. I'll say it. Merry Christmas. Rosco Odyssey walks, walk and talk.